Folks are usually about as happy as they make their minds up to be. Whatever you are, be a good one. Do I not destroy my enemies when I make them my friends? America will never be destroyed from the outside. If we falter and lose our freedoms, it will be because we destroyed ourselves. My best friend is a person who will give me a book I have not read. My concern is not whether God is on our side, my greatest concern is to be on God's side, for God is always right. I'm a success today because I had a friend who believed in me and I didn't have the heart to let him down. Books serve to show a man that those original thoughts of his aren't very new after all. When I do good, I feel good. When I do bad, I feel bad. That's my religion. Those who deny freedom to others, deserve it not for themselves. I am a slow walker, but I never walk back. Whenever I hear anyone arguing for slavery, I feel a strong impulse to see it tried on him personally. There are no bad pictures, that's just how your face looks sometimes. I don't like that man. I must get to know him better. When you reach the end of your rope, tie a knot and hang on. I am not bound to win, but I am bound to be true. I am not bound to succeed, but I am bound to live up to what light I have. Be sure you put your feet in the right place, then stand firm. I would rather be a little nobody, than to be a evil somebody. If I were two-faced, would I be wearing this one? All that I am or ever hope to be, I owe to my angel mother. Character is like a tree and reputation its shadow. The shadow is what we think it is and the tree is the real thing. Always bear in mind that your own resolution to succeed is more important than any one thing. The best way to predict your future is to create it. I laugh because I must not cry, that is all, that is all. Tact, the ability to describe others as they see themselves. Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree and I will spend the first 4 sharpening the axe. I will prepare and someday my chance will come. The best thing about the future is that it comes one day at a time. No man has a good enough memory to be a successful liar. I have always found that mercy bears richer fruits than strict justice. All I have learned, I learned from books. Things may come to those who wait, but only the things left by those who hustle. I care not for a man's religion whose dog and cat are not the better for it. Every man's happiness is his own responsibility. I am in favor of animal rights as well as human rights. That is the way of a whole human being. I do not think much of a man who is not wiser today than he was yesterday. It's not me who can't keep a secret. It's the people I tell that can't. The Lord prefers common-looking people. That is why He made so many of them. You have to do your own growing no matter how tall your grandfather was. It has been my experience that folks who have no vices have very few virtues. You cannot help people permanently by doing for them what they could and should do for themselves. You can tell the greatness of a man by what makes him angry. If this is coffee, please bring me some tea, but if this is tea, please bring me some coffee. It is difficult to make a man miserable while he feels worthy of himself and claims kindred to the great God who made him. I am not concerned that you have fallen, I am concerned that you arise. The better part of one's life consists of his friendships. To ease another's heartache is to forget one's own. The probability that we may fail in the struggle ought not to deter us from the support of a cause we believe to be just. I don't know who my grandfather was, I am much more concerned to know what his grandson will be. Achievement has no color. Be with a leader when he is right, stay with him when he is still right, but leave him when he is wrong. I do the very best I know how, the very best I can, and I mean to keep on doing so until the end. No matter how much the cats fight, there always seem to be plenty of kittens. We should be too big to take offense and too noble to give it. The ballot is stronger than the bullet. The greatest fine art of the future will be the making of a comfortable living from a small piece of land. My great concern is not whether you have failed, but whether you are content with your failure. As I would not be a slave, so I would not be a master. This expresses my idea of democracy. Hypocrite, the man who murdered his parents, and then pleaded for mercy on the grounds that he was an orphan. Get books, sit yourself down anywhere, and go to reading them yourself. Don't criticize them, they are just what we would be under similar circumstances. If this country is ever demoralized, it will come from trying to live without work. Stand with anyone that is right, stand with him while he is right and part with him when he goes wrong. Those who deny freedom to others deserve it not for themselves, and, under a just God cannot retain it. You cannot build character and courage by taking away people's initiative and independence. Let no feeling of discouragement prey upon you, and in the end you are sure to succeed. Those who write clearly have readers, those who write obscurely have commentators. Determine that the thing can and shall be done and then find the way. Republicans are for both the man and the dollar, but in case of conflict the man before the dollar. My father taught me to work, he did not teach me to love it. Commitment is what transforms a promise into reality. Let us have faith that right makes might, and in that faith let us, to the end, dare to do our duty as we understand it. That some achieve great success, is proof to all that others can achieve it as well. In times like the present, men should utter nothing for which they would not willingly be responsible through time and eternity. Force is all-conquering, but its victories are short-lived. You can't make a weak man strong by making a strong man weak. You cannot lift the wage earner up by pulling the wage payer down. If friendship is your weakest point, then you are the strongest person in the world. A woman is the only thing I am afraid of that I know will not hurt me. A tendency to melancholy, let it be observed, is a misfortune, not a fault. You cannot have the right to do what is wrong. Life is hard but so very beautiful. The philosophy of the schoolroom in one generation is the philosophy of government in the next. It often requires more courage to dare to do right than to fear to do wrong. Don't worry when you are not recognized, but strive to be worthy of recognition. Nothing will divert me from my purpose. No man is good enough to govern another man without that other's consent. Women are the only people I am afraid of who I never thought would hurt me. I don't like to hear cut and dried sermons. No, when I hear a man preach, I like to see him act as if he were fighting bees. If any man tells you he loves America, yet hates labor, he is a liar. If any man tells you he trusts America, yet fears labor, he is a fool. A friend is one who has the same enemies as you have. I have been driven many times to my knees by the overwhelming conviction that I had nowhere else to go. Anybody will do for you, but not for me. I must have somebody. I like to see a man proud of the place in which he lives. I like to see a man live so that his place will be proud of him. Education does not mean teaching people what they do not know. It means teaching them to behave as they do not behave. And in the end, it's not the years in your life that count. It's the life in your years. 'Tis better people think you a fool, than open your mouth and erase all doubt. I remember my mother's prayers and they have always followed me. They have clung to me all my life. I am nothing, truth is everything. If slavery is not wrong, nothing is wrong.